Hello, and welcome to a guide for applying your kids' natural talents and strengths. This short video will focus in on why strength-based education values talents. Again, if you need some additional information, you'd like to find out more about strength-based education, please go to the website www.ourkidsarenotbroken.com. That's www.ourkidsarenotbroken.com. So let's get started right now. And we're going to take a look at why strength-based education values your kids' talents. Let's start right off with, first of all, we believe it's just common sense. It makes a lot of sense to value your kids' talents, especially if we're thinking about the teaching and learning process. Anyone who's watched their children, and I know all of you have when they're very young, you've seen them play, learn, and most of the time you discovered just by watching them some talents and how they then experiment with those talents and use those talents to learn. Well, if we think of it from an education perspective, we look at talents as really the place where we want to invest our time, our energy, and our resources. We want to focus in on what your kids do really well. It really makes sense that that's where we should begin. And when we do that, we have found, and again, this is common sense, that your kids gain confidence. If you focus in on what they're doing really well, it just makes sense that they're going to gain some confidence. And logically, then, with that confidence, they're going to work harder. They're going to be more committed. And as a result, they're going to learn more. And the interesting thing is that we have found is that when you focus in on talents, when you look at where kids are really doing well and you devote your time and energy and resources there, they gain confidence, they work harder, they learn more, and all of a sudden, there's opportunities for success. In other words, when you focus in on talents and you invest time and energy and resources there, the kids gain confidence, they work harder, they learn more, and as a result, they see opportunities. And those opportunities lead to success. Now, first of all, we see kids as diamonds in the rough. In other words, there's talents everywhere. Kids have talents. Most of the time, we can't find them because we're not looking for them. But kids have potential and possibilities everywhere. So many learning opportunities exist if we focus in on their talents, if we search for those diamonds in the rough. You have to believe, though, that every kid has natural talents. And that's the concern that we have about public education. For the most part, the public schools tend to ignore the natural talents of our kids. They emphasize curriculum, standards, testing. And as a result, the natural talents of our kids basically simply are ignored. So the first step in strength-based education is to search for those talents, to discover those natural talents, and most of all, believe they exist. And in that sense, strength-based education makes talents central to learning, to the learning process. Now, the interesting part about strength-based education and our valuing talents is that parents play a key role. And we'll be talking about that throughout all of these videos. But parents and the role they play in strength-based education is so very different from what it is in the public school. Talents create a very healthy and learning environment for parents and their kids. We have found when you focus in on our kids' talents, parents and kids experience less worry, stress, anger, and frustration over the teaching and learning process. Certainly, but not everyone. We know parents, it's a struggle with kids. Homework, disappointments. And in a strength-based education environment, that doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that we don't have a rigorous educational environment. It doesn't mean we don't have high standards. We just look at things very differently, again, because we're focusing on the talents of your kids. We see mostly positive emotions in the strength-based education model. You think about it. It's just logical. It makes common sense. If we focus in on your kids' talents, we focus in on what works, people are going to feel better, and our kids are no different. They also have more energy, more enthusiasm for learning. Again, it's common sense. And parents, when they see that their kids are really learning, that they're building off of their talents, the educational program, the learning process itself, parents are more energized, more enthusiastic. As a result, there's greater engagement and more interest. You know, it's kind of like this. If your kids are doing homework and you know it's a struggle, you try to work with them as much as you can. But you also know that it's something that you're not crazy about doing. It's depressing. It's disappointing. Just the opposite in strength-based education. It's more engaging and more interest is there for both you and your kids. So we start with talents and we focus on talents. We value talents because we know that by emphasizing talents, your kids are just going to be more interested. And we're going to show you how when we focus on talents, we actually create a more rigorous and challenging learning program for your kids. Learning is much more rigorous and challenging, and your kids want to learn. They want to know more. They're more interested in knowing more because they're building off of their success. In this sense, it prepares your kids for college, the future, and life in general. It just doesn't make any sense from our point of view, from the strength-based education point of view, to learn a curriculum, to emphasize a curriculum that ignores your kids' potential for greatness. So in the strength-based education process, we build on talents. We create an education program around talents. We involve parents in the talents of their kids. And as a result, we really create a curriculum around your kids' talents and their potential for greatness. So if you have some questions, which I know you might, please email us at contact@ourkidsarenotbroken.com. It's contact@ourkidsarenotbroken.com. We promise to get back to you in 24 hours. Ask us any questions. Take a look at the information that we have for you on www.ourkidsarenotbroken.com. And our next video will be coming to you soon. The next video, which will be coming within a few days, is on strength-based education and how it creates learning opportunities for your kids. Strength-based education and how it creates learning opportunities for your kids. Until then, again, contact us at ourkidsarenotbroken.com, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.